What's up, fam? Welcome back to Vlogmas day number 15. Can you believe it? That means that we officially have 10 more days till Christmas. It's so crazy. I feel like I'm barely starting to get to enjoy the holiday season, and it's already almost over. And quite frankly, thinking back, I think what it is that I used to take my vacation that first half of the month versus post holiday. And I'm starting to realize I kind of like it that way because I felt like I was able to really disconnect and really just be about gift giving and get into the mode of just being in the holiday spirit. And although, yes, I would come back to work during that week right before the holiday, but usually there was like holiday parties happening and everybody was already in that holiday spirit. And the stressful part of the month was kind of already over because everybody's at that point checked out. So it's almost like I would dip out while the stressful season was happening, and then I'd come back and everybody was like, yay, it's time to party. Then the only downside is that when I would take vacation during that first half, my kids would still be in school. So I would still have to get up early, take them to school, come home. I wouldn't get to spend any time with them because they were at school all day. So if anything, it was good for my shopping, good and bad because my pocket, but good for shopping and wrapping while they're at school. Versus now, once I'm off, they're off. And then it's like, oh my gosh, hurry up and scramble because the holiday's like a couple days away. So there's pros and cons to all of it. But obviously I'm working this year and I'm not taking it until my vacation until literally the week after the holiday and then the following week. So then I'll be back that second week of January, which is also nice because then it kind of gives me a chance to kind of woo-saw, put the holidays away, and then really get a fresh start. So good and bad all the way around. But just wanted to come on here really quick and open up today's Vlogmas. I've already been at it for a few hours. This morning I didn't really have that many meetings, and obviously you could tell I just did very minimal on the face makeup. I really wanted to go no makeup today, but I always want to make sure just in case I get thrown into a meeting to at least have something on. And then we also have Girl Scouts this evening. Girl Scouts are going to have a little holiday get together, and each Girl Scout could bring 2 guests. So myself, of course, and my husband will be joining my daughter. And thankfully we have a lot of leftovers, so I don't really have to cook dinner. Yes. I mean, aside from warming up the garlic knots to take to Girl Scouts and putting together a Caesar salad, I wanted to make sure it was as simple as possible because I knew that this was going to be a busy week for us with basketball now and her band and girls. Like, this has been a busy week for my daughter, and I know she's feeling it. Last night, in fact, she was saying how she feels like she didn't even have a vacation this week because she's been doing all this school things. And the funny part is she's off track, meaning she's not supposed to be in school doing school things until January. But because these are extracurriculars, hey, duty calls. This morning she should have had practice. They did hold practice, but I'm the parent that I mentioned, and if you look back on my Vlogmases, you'll hear that I was saying how I wasn't going to make her go on Thursday, but she sounded excited like she wanted to go. So I was going to have her go. And last night, I think she was just exhausted, and she's like, I don't want to go tomorrow. And I said, but you said you were going to go. She's like, I don't want to go. She's like, I want to be able to actually sleep. And to be fair, like, she's already halfway into her little like off track season. And I'm like, there's really nothing else they're going to do because they're not going to practice next week. And then of course, the week after that is the holiday week and everybody's off track. So really they don't have to go back until January. And by then she'll be back in school. So I told her, I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fair. So I let her sleep in. She hasn't even come down yet. So I'm sure I hear her TV. So I'm sure she's up, but just not awake, like up and about yet. So, and that's fine. But she does have Girl Scouts today too, and that's another reason why I was like, just let her relax because she still has a busy evening ahead of her. So, and then tomorrow she has practice after school, even though it's a Friday. So that's why I'm just like, you know what, just let her kind of get her rest. Other than that, I think it's pretty much been a chill morning. I've been trying to catch up. Yesterday it was crazy and a half. Just the pressures of, oh my goodness. So I did work later than I had to yesterday. But that was fine because I was in the effort of not having to deal with it today. So today, obviously, I was down here working a lot, doing my thing. But it was time. I needed to get some cafecito. So cheers. And I just wanted to, this is super random, but I wanted to share. I was eating a English muffin that I put peanut butter and jelly. I was craving an English muffin. But does any one of you ever crave something in the store and then it just sits on the shelf? Well, that's what I did when I bought this 2 weeks ago. And the due date was coming up for expiration. And I know my husband's super stickler about the dates. I usually, give it an extra week of wiggle room just because I know that that's usually the sell by date, not so much the expiration date. And I could be wrong. And if I am, my bad. But as long as it's not moldy, I'll still eat it. I know it's horrible, but I don't like to waste food like that. Anyway, I've been seeing the fresh pack in the pantry. Nobody's touching it. And I was like, I'm going to make some with some cinnamon butter. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, ooh, I'm going to make it with peanut butter and jelly. And now that I'm halfway through with this one, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make another one. And so it's funny because I always get the smaller pack and then I end up eating 2 in one day. Or I buy the small pack and nobody eats any and it ends up getting tossed. And it's funny because once I eat 2 in a day and I'm like, dang, I should have got the bigger pack. But then do I ever really eat the bigger pack or finish it all? I know that's super random, but I just want just the things that I deal with. All right, but my break time's almost over. I was giving myself some grace so that I can kind of disconnect for a second, but I got to get back to work. But before I do that, I wanted to show you that the elf is sending me vibes. She's like, girl, you need to get on your wrapping game. I've literally wrapped 2 gifts this season. One was for my Secret Santa, our white elephant on Monday. And yesterday was the second one, and that was for our gift exchange at work yesterday. Yeah, 1 gift. There's currently 1 gift under the tree, and it's for a special someone. Is it wrapped? Technically. Don't mind the mess. But if you look, there's that little Starbucks bag right there. And it's because it's in the Starbucks bag, not so much that I wrapped it. So here's the elves. She got some wrapping paper. She has my scissors, my beauty scissors, but I get it. They're big enough for her. They got boxes out. He done crossed out the dates. Girl, you got 10 days. And the fox over here chilling with the tape. Get to work, lady. You're running out of time. And I do this to myself every time, and then I'm stuck up all night wrapping gifts. Horrible, I know. Thanks, ladies. So I decided to take a quick stroll, and it just keeps getting worse. There's branches and bushings everywhere. This isn't normal, so I'm hoping that this all gets fixed soon because, not to sound bougie, but this could be bad for the pup's little paws. And it's blocking an entire sidewalk, so I don't mean to sound like a Karen, but also little Miss Minnie, I'm gonna have to take her in to get her little nails trimmed because a few months ago she had a little curl in one of her nails and it went all the way into her little skin, and it turned into a situation where they had to treat it like it was infected, and it went from what could have been a $10 trim to an entirely couple hundreds. And hopeful that we're still in time. So I just need to start doing this on a monthly because that was less than 3 months ago when this happened. And I went to check her. I've been meaning to check the last couple days, but She's not very easy when it comes to that. And today, something told me to look, and I saw it, and it doesn't look like it's broken the skin, but I also don't want it to get worse. And I know what you're thinking. Why is she out walking? Because she also hadn't gone outside because it's been so cold, and I knew that if I took her on a walk, it was going to loosen things up, if you know what I mean. Hence why I had to stop in the middle of my conversation just a second ago. So I'm hopeful that we can get it trimmed very easily and that there isn't an issue. What's wrong, man? Minnie's like, why did my walk get cut short and where are we going? She was ready to hop in the car, but I think she's a little concerned at the same time. Right, Min? Gotta trim that little nail, girl. She's like, what? Are you mad at me? Someone just finished getting her nails trimmed. She's a little out of breath. You mad? Shout out to my buddy DJ LG. It's always such a proud moment when you hear your peeps like doing the turntables on the radio lunch mix, and this isn't the first time this week that I've heard it. So shout out to you, Luis. I know you're out there doing your work, and let me tell you, I was enjoying the mix. So anybody who's from the area, tune into 101.9 during the lunch hours. He's not on there every day, but when he can or when he's hired, he's on there, and his mix is always great. So again, shout out to DJ LG. I'll insert his Instagram little handle in the description as well. She's over it. So I'm in a meeting, but I just wanted to show how she fluffs up her bed.
What you've really done is, we need your voice, we need your input. That's the good, the bad, the ugly. That's the way we get better. And from that, you've really helped make this project a success. Now as we go live.
The funny part is how she was fluffing that bed, but ended up in this one. Hi, Bella. Hey everyone, so I just finished editing Vlogmas 12, so that's going to be uploading here shortly. I'm super behind, so I'm trying to get caught up. By the time this one goes up, it means the others have gone up because I'm doing them in sequence. But I just wanted to update everyone that I'm not surprised, and I just saw that I did not make it to the Diversity and Inclusion Commission here in our city. And again, not surprised. Once I realized that the spouse of the outgoing seat was the one who applied for the incoming seat or the vacancy, it all made sense. So it doesn't seem like I even had a chance regardless. And I'm sure she probably showed up at the council meeting, and you know, it's one of those things. Like, I haven't personally, it's not that I haven't done work in my city, it's that I haven't really been given the opportunity. And the little bit of work that I started to do, one of our main members went full on into her campaign, and so a lot of the efforts went towards her campaign, which is nothing wrong with that. But it also meant that we had to put aside those efforts that we wanted to focus on because of campaign season. So only thing I could do is just keep it moving. It's not a bad thing. It's not a woohoo, obviously, because I've been on this, what feels like a winning streak, but you win some, you lose some, and things happen for a reason. And it's possible that at this point, it's just not a good time for me, and it gives me time to continue to focus the efforts on the other organizations that I am involved with. And which totally just reminds me that I did not really capture any video on Tuesday when I was at the event that I have yet to upload, which was the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Tuesday. So I did take a couple of photos though, so I'll make sure to include those in that vlog. But for now, kind of a bummer. Just had to send that update. And now I'm kind of like, it's one of those bittersweet things because now I don't feel as bad for having taken my time at my son's house. Or excuse me, not my son's house. So, ooh, something got caught in my throat. It's one of those things that it's bittersweet because at least now I don't feel as bad for having stuck around at my daughter-in-law's place and just really enjoyed their company. Because I was probably going to leave a lot sooner than that, and I would have been disappointed had I rushed all the way over there, cut dinner short, only to find out that I didn't get it anyways. Because again, I don't really feel like I had a chance to begin with. So it is what it is. We'll try again next time whenever they have more openings, and we'll see. Which is also a bummer because I had been approached at my employer to apply for one of the leadership programs here in my city, which I was afraid to do that and then get accepted to both and then not be able to handle either one. So, and I had already applied for this other, for the commission seat. So I was like, well, let me see what happens here and then maybe next time. So I think I'll probably find myself in that same dilemma next year. But then again, we don't know because the commission seats don't always open up just like that. So it is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and get up off of here. I got to start getting ready. It's 5:18. Been off work for about 30 minutes or so. I logged off a little bit later, but then I jumped right into finishing my editing while I'm wide awake and in that work mode. And gonna start, I'm doing leftovers for the kids, but I'm gonna start the salad and the bread, the garlic breadsticks for the Girl Scout little dinner, and then be on our way. I also want to change into a more festive sweater. I'm still in my work getup, so I'm gonna switch into a little festive sweater. I might actually put my Grinchmas one back on, not sure. But I also have sweats, and I really don't feel like changing out of my sweats. But I had to take my hoodie off because one, I had a meeting, so I wanted to go back into my work attire, and two, it was full of hair anyway, so that's that. I'll see what I end up wearing, but I got to get up out of here. It's 5:20, so that gives me just enough time, about 10-15 minutes to get the food stuff situated. I'm going to vacuum the floor and kind of hit it with the mop for a little bit, wait for my husband to get home so that we can jet over there, and then have dinner with the Girl Scouts. Capture a couple clips. I don't know that I'll do a lot just because, again, it's other people's kids, and I want to be respectful of their kids being in film or whatever, but I'll try to take video or some pictures of my daughter at minimum. So, but I'll probably end up cutting it quite early. Just an update, I have not wrapped not one gift other than the 2 gift exchange gifts that I had for work. So I haven't even put the letters on the stockings, and I wanted to buy a special ribbon, like the red and white little crisscross ribbon, but I just haven't been to the stores. It's just been a whole lot. Like, I've been to the stores, but I haven't been to like craft stores, and I haven't been inside a Walmart long enough, like other than running in and out. So I do have red ribbon. I'm probably just gonna chop it up to just use red ribbon, put the little things on there, and call it a day. We only got 10 days to Christmas. It's crazy. I love Christmas. I love the holiday season. But it's also so stressful, especially because everybody's trying to hurry up and get everything done before the holidays. So I feel like I haven't had a moment to really just take it in and breathe, unfortunately. But for good reasons. So I've already been talking too long. I'm going to go. Before we take all of this stuff off, oh God, I always look greasy by this time. Janessa wore my Grinchmas sweater. Can't see her back there. We just got home from the Girl Scouts. I didn't record anything. It was too awkward to do that. Too cramped, and there was really no reason to record. And then when I was gonna take a picture when she was giving her her badges, it was too quick. But she got her, oop, wow.
You better have not dropped that in the crack.
I dropped it in the crack. She got her, what is this one?
Oh.
This one, I think this is first aid. This one was for, was this the cooking one? And then she got her sewing one.
Wait,
and
you
then
dropped the star in the crack?
I'll get it right now. Let me grab it. After some digging, we got it. So we'll close out with our hot chocolate and coffee, but it's been a day. Not much going on this end of the world. Made it back in time. Niner gang. Bang, bang. Niner gang. Stop him. So we are about to make this coffee here. Wait.
That's mine. It's mine. You just put mine back in your box.
So, wait.
So one's yours.
No, but this was... Oh. So, Janessa had hazelnut hot chocolate. I'm having Irish cream coffee. And if you haven't heard the background, I was trying to watch Avatar. But it's hard because there's a lot happening around me and I can't seem to concentrate. I know. You haven't watched Avatar ever? No. I just never got around to it.
What are you laughing about?
And this is on FaceTime. What are you laughing about?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Okay. So how's yours taste?
Like hazelnut?
Like hazelnut. Let's see what this Irish cream coffee tastes like. Hopefully we don't get copywritten for what's happening in the background. I don't think they would, right? I don't know. It's actually pretty good. Yummy. So I finished cleaning the kitchen. I swept and mopped or vacuumed. I used the Dyson vacuum little handheld one now. It makes my life so much easier. I know traditional folks would probably say, ay, que huevona. But at a certain point, you gotta make sacrifices in life. And that is one that, if you know me, you know that I like to sweep and mop at least every other day. Right, Vanessa?
Huh?
I sweep and mop like every other day.
Sweep them out every 2 days, which I don't understand.
Because we have dogs and it's just the idea of them coming in and out of the house. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here.
When Evelyn was stepping, it looked like you were making that noise.
What?
Evelyn was eating something or drinking something, and it sounded like...
Cheers. Look at that. It's a whole vibe. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. I just realized we're still missing a bulb. Don't judge us. Right there. Oof. Wait. Yeah. Missing a bulb. Okay. I'm going to close up the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.